What's going on, my silly little motherfuckers? All right, listen. There's just reminded about the airplane story. I didn't say it, so since I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat now and go to the doctor, see if I can take care of some things before I go to the hospital. They're fucked up. I actually have to go to a doctor in order to be able to go get treatment in the hospital with other doctors. So it's like in stages. So I'll explain that shit later today. That being said, let me tell you motherfuckers how it all went down with the airplane stuff, because it's just, I'm not gonna say shit like this is normal, but shit like this happens in my life. So now you guys are around me, so I'll explain. So I get to JFK Airport and I gotta go through the fucking lines, and it's fucking crazy. You're there with motherfuckers, they don't even know where they're going. You know, they got the pillow around their neck, they got the fucking little luggage cart. Motherfuckers are confused. Take off your shoes, take off your belt, freeze, all that other shit. So anyway, when I'm going through, I don't go through the Scantron machine. I tell motherfuckers, nah, dog. Pat me down and put me through the X-ray machine. I'm not gonna get fucking irradiated. They're fucking, see motherfuckers putting their hands up. They don't know what's going on. This fucking radiation is fucking whacking their cells. All of a sudden they got a tumor the size of their head. I don't know where I got this. What the fuck? And that's because of that machine. So anyway, so TSA is patting me down, and I'm like, I was like, dog, don't even go around that area, whatever. You know, that's why I tell motherfuckers, there ain't no paycheck worth that. So anyway, I get through TSA, motherfuckers take my fucking mouthwash. They're like, this is too bad. I'm like, what am I gonna do with fucking mouthwash? There's no danger to nobody. These fucking bastards. Anyway, what's up, TSA? So I go through, I had the motherfuckers laughing anyway. Somebody in TSA right now is probably like, that's flavorful mint. You fucking bastard, give me back my fucking breath mints. I saw that too, that my breath mints are gone. So my mouthwash, but my fucking, the breath mints are also gone. So moving past, so I go down the line. So I go to my flight. So when I'm getting on my flight, you know, I check in, whatever, I'm gonna be fine. Airport's crowded as a motherfucker. So then finally it's time for me to get on my flight. So I always get like the emergency row exit just because it gives me more room, like even more than first class. You have more room there just because it's an emergency row exit. I don't know why they call it first class. It's just, that's just all like, unless you're doing fucking like long, like to Dubai or some shit. But I never sit up front. It's fucking creepy. People look at you like you're a miserable cocksucker. Stuff like that. I mean, unless it's a long flight, then I'm up front like, yeah, go, andale, get to the back. Go back there with the iguanas. If you go long distance flying and you don't spend the money to sit in first class, you shouldn't be fucking flying. Take the bus next time. Because to be cramped for fucking 14 hours in the back with the fucking gremlins, that shit don't work. So anyway, I go to my emergency row seating and I'm seating and it's fine. And I'm at my window, whatever, so I'm good to go. You know, they come over like, if there's an emergency, can we count on you to assist others? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll fucking open the door, be outside. I'll be the first one in the raft. Jump, motherfuckers, jump. The plane's on fire. Fuck that, I'm out the door. But anyway, I get in the flight, everything is cool, I'm sitting down. All of a sudden, this guy comes in late. You know that motherfucker that always comes in when they're about to close the door? So he comes in and he sits down on the aisle seat. So there's one seat between me and then him, and he's sitting down there. And all of a sudden I look, this is the first sign there's gonna be problems on the flight. This motherfucker's wearing sandals. So I'm like, you know me, I don't wanna see your fucking feet. So I'm praying that there's a lot of AC on the flight and this motherfucker suffers. Fucking those toes freeze to death. And then he's like got these like earbuds on and he's playing some like weird ass fucking music. I'm like, yo, dog, what the fuck? I hear that over the engines. Anyway, we take the fuck off and the flight is fucking miserable. We're dodging fucking storms, the whole thing. Like you're looking at the Doppler map, it's like one big blob coming at you. So we're going down the East Coast entirely all the way to like North Carolina. Then we slip out, you know, a little patch of clean airspace, so we just go through, and it's smooth flying all the way down to DR, so no big deal, no turbulence, everything. At first, we're kind of fucked up, trust me. But then, once we start to get ready to land in DR, there was a storm front that was moving through. So when we were going through the clouds, the fucking storm was moving the fucking plane like that. Motherfuckers got religious. They picked up the fucking direct line to Jesus. Like, I didn't mean to do that. And the time that I kissed that dog at that party, like, people, like, their soul was like, like that. So at a certain point, I started to say to myself, like, whatever. Your chances of getting whacked on a plane are like, you know, 3.2 billion to 1, so whatever. I'm like, whatever. This is bullshit. I'm used to planes. So as we're about to land, I'm like, wow, this is weird. We're approaching from a different normal path that we normally do. Because the way you land in DR from, let's say, New York, you pass the airport, go out to the ocean, you box it, and you come back in and you land from the ocean side. Everybody does that. For some reason, JetBlue, you motherfuckers decided to come in the other way. I know it's air traffic control told you to do that. So as we're going down, we're about to land, and the plane is going like fucking like this. All of a sudden, the pilot fucking reverses the fucking landing and aborts it and just guns the engine, and fucking the plane takes off and he aborts the entire, because winds were hitting us. Now, when that happened, you have to understand, we're flying back into the storm. So we have a big, thick cloud that you can't even see sunlight through. So we're going through, so the plane is shaking, motherfuckers stuck to the seat. And there was a lady right next to me, like the next hour over, she was on the phone like, hi, we just left. Oh, that was like that. Like people's fucking soul went. I caught that on the video. It was a scream. So anyway, we go through this nightmare fucking turbulence in the takeoff. Now, keep in mind, if it's not safe to land, trust me, it sure is not hell safe to take off. This is the kind of clouds where plane pilots go like, yeah, we're going to wait this storm out. We're not going into that motherfucker. So we went up there, and the plane had to bank left really hard. So people thought the plane was like flipping over. Some motherfuckers are talking in like, Dominus Padres, Dominus Son. They're like direct connection to the big one. Then we bank right, bang, and all of a sudden we start descending again to come right into the airport. Crazy winds. And this lady that was talking with this guy on the flight, the whole fucking flight, they were just fucking told they wouldn't shut the fuck up. All of a sudden, oh my God, we're getting closer to the ocean. I was like, relax. If the plane goes down, all you gotta do is swim over to the coast. We're pretty low. It should be good. You got a life preserver underneath your fucking seat. Because I fucking hated them so much. I wanted it to feel like death was about to go, I love you. So anyway, when we fucking go and we land so fucked up that motherfuckers' souls just like people were bouncing. We came in halfway down the runway. You know how people get up because they think the flight is over but the door's not open? Okay, this is where the fight started to break out. So this lady and her daughter, they stood up, but the daughter got into the aisle. So when she went to get the daughter, this other guy from the other side, he decides to rush out and start getting his luggage. So she told him to hold up, like stop, like my daughter, like we're like right here, she's right here. And he's like he didn't give a fuck. He was like, whatever. So he kept taking the luggage out. So the lady like pushed him not to crush the little girl. And he starts cursing her, berating her, everything. The problem was he didn't know that behind this lady were like 3 other ladies, like 3 like hood chicks, like they were about to go to work on this motherfucker. And they started going fucking crazy. Like, that's a woman, the whole thing, that's a girl. And he's pushing back out of there. So anyway, the guy, in his stupidity, didn't understand that there's a little girl right there. And she can't move left or right, and the mother can't go back. So I told the guy, listen, could you calm the fuck down? There's a little girl right there on the aisle. All of a sudden, he's like, he has a fucking mask on. He tells me, nobody's gonna tell me to do, to calm down, whatever. So I saw the little girl there. So I'm like, you know what? That's green light, motherfucker. You bought it. I grabbed this motherfucker from behind the neck because I had to literally shove him to the side so the mother could grab the little girl. But when I did that and the little girl was gone, remember the 3 chicks from behind? They stormed in. They filled up the void. So while I'm holding this motherfucker, they just came in and were like all up on this motherfucker. One of them was about to go throw hands with him, but I, like pushed her back a little bit. But here's where it got interesting. When that one got pushed back, she was wearing these like big clunk heels, like with the wood heel. So when she stepped back, guess who was standing behind her? The sandal boy. Let me tell you something. All of a sudden, when she stepped, like you heard that shoe like hit the floor of the plane because like it sounds hollow. All of a sudden, you heard him go, ah! The fucking pinkies are like this right now. Let me tell you something. That motherfucker probably still has a gel pack on top of his toes. So then this guy, he's like, apologizing. And, I didn't see the bullshit. Because I fucking had to literally grab him because he was about to his luggage and everything was going to land on this girl. So then the women, they weren't through. Like after he calmed down and he apologized to me, these women were like ready to throw hands with him. So I'm like, dog, that's on you now. So all of a sudden they start going up to him and like a shoving thing. And you have obviously, look, the cops were coming. We weren't going to be let into the terminal. This then turned into a melee. Like people were threatening people from the other side. Like it was like that. So it's probably on YouTube or TikTok or something. Some people have phones out. The only reason I had to hold this guy is because in his stupidity, his blind stupidity, he almost like jammed up this little girl. But anyway, it gets even better than that. So then they don't let us get into the terminal. So we have to go through like this emergency ramp shit that they fucking put the stuff you saw me come down on. So we had to come outside the terminal. We had to go outside and the whole thing, the cops came, it was a fucking scream. Because this guy was like, he was a bit drunk. So, but the thing is during the flight, he was asleep. So I don't know, he just got aggressive. It was like he was delayed on the flight, whatever it may be. The flight was delayed. As we're going down the ramp, they tell us, okay, they have buses to take us to the terminal, which is, crazy world. So everybody's jumping in on the bus, whatever, stuff like that. The cops all around, like, what's up, motherfuckers? Then when we get into the bus, that's where the second melee started. Because those women found that guy again. And that's where it started like, what are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now? I was like, this fucking guy's like, this fucking guy don't know what's going on. And they're fucking him up. He's looking at me. I'm like, dog, protect yourself. So anyway, that happened. And then the bus driver didn't want to open the fucking doors to release us into the terminal because there was a problem inside the bus. Let me tell you something. That was the flight. And that's why I laugh. I'm like, motherfuckers fly with me. Like, normally it's cool and everything, no problem. Have a laugh. I fucking have a blast. It's just this guy, he has a couple of, I don't know why they put bars next to plane flights. Like right by the gate. Like people get drunk and get on the flight and you don't know how they act. But I still had that motherfucker's cologne in my hand. Hours later, I was in the shower like, get the fuck off me already. Fucking smelling like some other dude. I was like, fuck. But that was the whole thing. The guy with the sandals, he got vaporized. The guy and the girl in front that were talking, I was like, don't worry about it. The plane goes down, we'll float for about an hour. It's no problem. Like, this is when the plane is going like that. And the guy, he couldn't even talk. He was like, just go like that, dog. Don't worry about it. Head north, you'll find somebody. It's fucked up. So that was the plane flight. And like I said, that was like, it's not the worst flight. I have had worse flights than that, but that was my Friday night. So there you go. Now you know the story.